Hey everyone, welcome to Malts and Meeples. I am Petter, and well, it's a little bit of a late start today here on Malts and Meeples. Just had the ear become plugged. There we go. I was in charge of putting the toddler to bed tonight, and I barely was gonna, I was gonna be late no matter what because of that. And then he likes to have his window open like a crack just so he can hear the crickets. But I was messing around with the screen and managed to... It looked like he had unclipped the bottom of the screen, which had caused it to drop all the way out, which was good excitement and fun, especially dropping it from a second-story window. But screen was actually just fine, so not too bad there. Haven't had a chance, though, of course, because of that, to set up anything for this next session. Yeah, that old-fashioned tastes very good. Also, with setting stuff up quickly, the camera is not quite the same as it was before. You can tell that the camera I'm using is different, mainly because I had it over here last time and I was a little bit far out of the way. Well, let's move on to our next story. We are regrouping with the Sparrow. So, you can hear the toddler moving upstairs. That's why I'm going a little bit slow right now. But we have the story. Your instincts scream at you to take the fight to the invading forces at Medelia. But the orders are clear, and so you reluctantly dock in the Sparrow. You barely had a chance to climb up from your cockpit and refuel before hearing Saul's voice crackling over the comm. Don't go far, pilots. The situation is changing quickly. Stay where you are for now. Once again, your training tells you to defer to the commands being given, but that doesn't make it any less exciting or excruciating to wait here, doing nothing. Through the docking bay's force shield, you and your fellow cadets watch flashes of light and explosions surrounding Medelia. A gut-wrenching minute later, Saul comes back on comms. Look alive, cadets. We've got more Ronin hostiles in the sector. The Sparrow is leading the retreat, and you're going to clear the path for us. As you jump back in the cockpit, your display lights up with incoming hostiles. You take off quickly, and the Sparrow gets smaller behind you as you speed away. You're on your own now, and everyone is counting on you. So, nope. Well, I nailed it. I think I nailed it. Okay. So from that top edge, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to try and set up the map as they have it. And I'll actually take you down here to the map in a second. Once I get this last piece up on there. And where are we? Here we are. Down to the map. Like I said, I don't have it quite set up correctly, but we do have the bigger version of the map here. We start with our ships. And any of the 4 hexes you cannot see. Our goal: destroy all the enemy ships. So with enemy ships, we have... I'm actually going to need to use this for one of them. An elite hanging out around that cloud. And then the rest of them we're gonna see what it looks like on stands this time. Okay, I think you can kind of see them there, so. And we can swap out 4 over here because we have one of those guys instead. And then let's see, 2 is an elite. So 8 hull versus 6 and 6. And run frigate 1. Three shield and 6 health. It is immune to target lock. This elite is immune to hull breach. So I have 1 enemy combat. You get you set up. And I need my Ronins. Ronin Scout. We have a Ronin Frigate. Our goal: take out everything. Make sure our supplies are set. Good, I believe. I can orient myself any direction. Trying to think how I might want to start this combat here. So if I go 1, 2, 3, and then have to go 1, 2, 3, and do another do a long shot to try and take that guy out, ignoring its shields, which actually would be better for me to try and focus fire with her with Violet Ray over here. So we're gonna adjust positioning a little bit because there are shields over there. Pull this up. All right. All right. Set this off to the side. And roll. Don't need the giant ship this time. Glad I put it on the base. Ooh. 3 stress and a move. 2 attack, stress, and a move. So 1, 2, 3. All right. So I'm going to start by just doing a burn and flip here. 3, 4. Normally, you flip, but then I can rotate 2 degrees. Set up there. I don't have advantage because I am not behind it. There's no way for me to get behind it because this is that's the only spot. So yeah, no way for me to get behind it all that well. I do have, though, the pierce, which means I ignore the shield. So it has 6 health. I'm going at it for 3 damage. Spending a supply. Yep. Spending that supply. Yes. 6 damage. Ignoring hull. Immediate takedown. We took out the Ronin frigate. Ronin frigate, 1 shot. I have 1 die left. I'm going to use that to, I forgot to bump up, which does, of course, add a miss to my deck. But now, I'm going to move. Actually, I'm just going to use that to rotate. Now I need to figure out how I want to move and attack here. Because, so if I go 1, 2, 3 forward, put a stress die there, 1 stress, allows me to rotate, and 1, 2, 3, move 4. Doesn't actually help me. So it's here. If I move up 1, 2, 3, now I'm actually just going to use that stress die. 1, 2, 3. This is not a great setup for our big ship here. Do I want to do that? Is there a way? Is there a way I can get my flank maneuver, which is 3 up, 1 over, 1 over. So if I rotate from here, 1, 2, 3, over, over, like I was showing, which means that it's not going to be in my attack pattern. If I go here, 1, rotate this way, 1, 2, 3, over, 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 over. So I could go 1, 2, or 1, 2. But I think my best bet is 1, 2, 3. And then I radar jam Scout 1. Radar jam means that when it is going to attack next round, it will attack with disadvantage. Well, assuming this is not a complete miss, which it is not, I deal 1 damage to number 1. So it takes the radar jam. And that's it. We don't have the frigate to worry about anymore. Shuffle this up. So first thing it's going to do is move forward a spot. Then, targeting the closest, it will rotate. Can't get them in the line of attack. Rotate. Can't get them in the line of attack. Most definitely in the line of attack. It does have hull breach. Ooh, I feel like hull breach is bad. I mean, with a name like hull breach, you would expect it to be bad. Effects are on page 22. Hull breach. So I set that status effect, and it is going to be doing 1 damage to me every turn, knocking down my hull. Plus, I mean, this is assuming it hits. It does. It is a successful attack for a base. It's not the elite, so it's regular 2 damage. So 1 on my shield. Should have been 8. 1 there. Not bad. However, now start of the round, I take another damage. Until I repair that, I'm going to be taking damage. And it will automatically, wow, all wilds, get repaired at the end of this mission. Mainly wilds. Oh, I forgot. Oh, and that was a number 1. So we do flip a second one. -1. So I get back 1 health, though I take that immediately from hull breach at the start of the round. We have a radar jam, and we have pierce. So, let's start with, I mean, we're just going to try and take out this ship directly in front of us, I think is the plan here. Start there for 2 damage and radar jam. 2 damage. We're going to leave that in there. We get a shuffle in, a miss. We're going to be doing another 2 damage attack. Three damage. Scout off the board. So that's not bad. We're down to 2 ships left. We still have the elite. So I'm going to use 1 die, gaining a stress, just move up 3. Spending 2 dice here just to do the basic attack with advantage, so that is target lock. Target lock, I'm assuming, gives you like advantage the next round, or target lock, where are we? Random jam, repair, target lock. Regardless, so there's no reason for me to do target lock since I already have advantage. So 0. 0 damage. I have 1 die left. I don't think that's worth me spending anything right now. Oh, I can spend 1 of those cubes to do a damage. Wrong one. And it brought you all the way back up. 1 damage. So now, enemy turn. They're going to rotate to try and get somebody in their blast. So starting with the elite, probably would rotate there. Cannot on the attack, so then it will move. 1, 2, 3. Will rotate. It will hit for sure. So -1, but it does attack of 3. Forgot to boost the shield, so 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Then this one is going to rotate 1, 2 towards the closest. It can attack, so 2 damage just on the shields there. Oh, and then it has the effect of push. So push him away. All right, back to my turn. I will say that once you get into this, it really does move quite well. Wild move, attack, and stress, so 1 of every type. Boost back of our shields. 2 wilds, a move, and an attack. We need to take out these guys. So let's see. How do I want to do this? Hull breach is getting fairly bad. I could just heal to repair 2 on the hull, 1 on the shield, or none on the shield because I'm already full, and reduce my stress by 2, which would allow me to remove a miss again, which might not be a bad plan. Okay, I had to check. That looked on my phone. It hung for a second there. But how do I want to? The nice thing is I don't have any stress. So rotate like that. Move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which does allow that in my blast pattern. It can be radar jammed, so fingers crossed we do not miss. That is in the blast pattern, isn't it? No, it's not. 1, 2, 3, 5. So rotate there. It's like that. So 1, 2, 3. Flanking does not seem to be the best option right now. If I go 1, 2, maybe 1, 2, face that way. Well, maybe let's see what Violet Ray can do first here. Already behind him. If I spend move and rotate, I can end up right there. It's another stress, which means another miss. I have advantage on the attack though, so it's dealing 4 damage as well. And that's to number 3. Oh. Should have taken 1 damage already. At 5. So 3, 4, 5. Take out that one. One nice thing about this now is that I can work on just getting out of that area too. With Garrett here. Because he's not in the greatest shape. So, if I just work on moving a little bit here, actually, now I can rotate and be able to hit. So radar jam. Oh, that is actually, it's not quite what I thought it was. That is not radar jam. It means that you ignore if you are radar jammed when you do your photon blast. Now I am applying radar jam, though, so. Oh no, I do apply radar jam, never mind. And I am applying slow, which means cannot move this round. Can still attack, can still rotate, but cannot move. I got a +0, so on that 2 attack. Thunderstorm in the area. So it is going to try and fire, cannot hit. It is going to rotate. It cannot move. We'll try and rotate again. It will try and attack, cannot attack. Not bad. Not bad that time at all. So then, Violet Ray to attack, move, and run. Stress. Stress, stress, move, move. So if I go 1, 2, 3, which will take out my shield for 5, and I'm flipped, cannot attack him still. I could just take 2 stress. Sorry, fantasy football draft going on. Blowing up the phone right now. Well, let's see. Let's actually start with... I want to be able to set myself up for an attack, a long shot, ideally from behind. So if I rotate, go 1, 2, 3, flip back this way, then I have to rotate, move. It doesn't get me behind them. I do have more uses of target lock to gain advantage, so I guess it's not the end of the world maybe to do a more basic move. Starting out with a rotate. Okay, time for the puzzle again. Neither of them are quite set up to be able to attack all that well this time. Maybe not the end of the world here. 1, 2, 3 takes out the shield. 1, 2, 3, 4. So behind. So gonna keep the radar jam on. Gonna keep the slow on. Advantage on this. So 3 damage to the elite. And the deck gets shuffled again as I put in another miss. Now I no longer have access to my proton ballast. I no longer have access to my targeted ion. So let's see. Now I know what I have to do. I only have to do 3. So rotate, rotate. Basic movement, getting another stress. Forward, turn. And that we catch in the blast, but not with advantage, but I can spend to give target lock to give advantage. So base 3 damage here. By getting that advantage, the elite scout has been taken out. Which means we defeated this mission, and I mean, kind of in record time. Though this is a much smaller mission than sometimes, because we followed the path. It's a very different mission if you do not do that. The last Ronin ship explodes into fragments, and you finally catch your breath. This skirmish is a bit far from Medalia for the invasion force. Unfortunately, a quick check of your scanners reveals that the assault has been catastrophically successful so far. UIA ships have begun to desperately flee Medalia. Craft from all over the galaxy make for jump points, heading to the safety of their home systems. Hopefully, the more you save today, the more will fight back another day. You take up a holding position near the Sparrow. The sheer volume of enemies around Medalia makes that pit in your stomach grow even heavier. But there is something that gives you hope. It seems that the enemy ships are pulling back. So, we get to do our upgrades now. 10 credits. So both of them are at 15 credits. And then we start working on our pilot skills here. Oh, a pilot. Pilot ability. Okay. Pilot skills down here. We're going to work on adding 2 +1s for Garden. Really increasing the chances that you hit. A lot of these things add cards into your modifier deck. Violet Ray is interesting because Garden allows him to modify. So like he can add 2 +1s, lose a 0, lose a -1, lose a -2, and really kind of shape his deck that way. Versus like here, it's only one option to subtract 2 zeros from there. And be adding in a rotate, I mean, having a repair is okay. I'd prefer, I'm actually going to go up this route. It allows you to push your ship, and you only fill in half of it at a time. So you need to use 2 to get that upgrade. So then we get a ship upgrade. For the ship name, Argonaut. And Gnosis. And somewhere in here we have ship abilities. So Gnosis ship ability allows us to basically do either a slow or a radar jam. And Argonaut ship ability. Armor. After being attacked, ignore one of the attack. Not bad. And then we get a shop on weapon cards 1 through 9. And we get a 5 cost discount, which is nice because like this one is a propelled shot. They have the interrupt beam. Targeted Bolt. Hull Blast. Spike Pulse. EMP Blast. Burst Fire. Long Shot and Proton Blast. So we're going to do Burst Fire here for Argonaut. Gets to maintain 10 credits. And for Gnosis, and Violet Ray, we're spending all the credits to get the Interrupt Beam. So the Interrupt Beam has Radar Jam on it. The Burst Fire is going to have reset supply here. Weapons. Two supply for it, but it is a very strong attack and hit 2 things in its area of attack. Hull Breach can go away now, thankfully. Thankfully, because as I clean up and get ready and set for our next encounter, which I will not be going through today. But that one, being able to hit 2 is nice. Everything else I have here, I guess with the exception of the Proton Blast, can hit 2. So Argonaut is built more as a tank with that armor, the higher hull value, things like that. And, well, there we have it. Pop back up here. That was much shorter than last time. Some of it was, knew what we were doing, didn't have to go through quite as much. Other pieces were, I know what the other one is, where you go and kind of defend the planet. That one seems to have more ships, I believe, on it. It is a tougher path, potentially, to go on. That, you know what, I'm fine. I'm fine going in this way. I know what's coming up in the story, so that will be fun to see here. Yeah, it'll be fun to develop these characters and these ships further. It's like Yarden, looking at this, I could go this way to gain +1 something. Then add 2 more hull. Oh, shield. So +1 shield, 2 more hull, and then I could add 2 more shield at the end there. Get a pretty strong ship. Same setup looks like on every single section you have the ability to choose. So like Violet Ray, I'm probably just going to go shield, shield, or not shield, shield, but hull, hull, hull. Adding 5 to the hull, getting up to 7 with 5 shield, really good. For Garrison, getting up to 10 hull and 4 shield, even better. But that is the end of today's stream. I hope that this was fun to see. I think that was about 40 minutes, 50 minutes. But I'm really digging this. I'm really digging the combat, all the tactical elements of it. But with that, thank you so much for watching. If you're checking this out after the fact, let me know what you think of the game. Is this an interesting game to play to check out? Leave a comment down below. Give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to know when I go live, I can tell you it's about 8:30 p.m. on Mondays for something, probably Trek 12, I think, maybe for next Monday, or some game that I can play solo. I believe I can do a long shot, the dice game, as well solo, but solo playthrough probably on Monday, and then on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central, I will be back here playing the next scenario, the next battle, the next thing that's happening here for the crew of the Sparrow and my cadets, Garden and Violet Ray. If you enjoyed this content, the easiest way, though, to know when I go live is subscribe and click that notification bell. That is going to let you know when I go live, and if time changes, like today, since I was late fixing the screen in the toddler's room, you'll know. Or you'll know that, oh, okay, it's not live yet, and just wait for that notification. But also a few other things that I do, so you can check out nerdologist.com, write about a ton of nerdy things, or then also the 10-minute Marvel podcast, Marvel news topic, everything in 10 minutes. Going to be starting talking about She-Hulk coming up here soon. With that, bottoms up.